Welcome back. So glad you made it. We're gonna cook a little bit of chicken. But we're gonna do a sheet pan chicken. We're gonna put all these vegetables on top of the sheet pan. And you can do a variety of things, but I usually try to stick with, I got lots of garlic here, a nice big onion, a sweet potato. I've got regular potatoes. I've got carrots and celery. All of that we're gonna cut up, we're gonna put it in here, drizzle it with olive oil, and put it on the sheet pan. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And you can make it as chunky as you want, but I like it to be all kind of uniform so that it cooks well together. And I've already washed and prepped that. As you notice, I am not one to peel carrots. I don't see the need in it. So we're just gonna cut these up and put them in the bowl. Now, the carrots and the celery, I kind of leave a little bit chunky so they're about the same size so they don't get too mushy in the pan. And my family is not big carrot eaters. I like the carrots, but they're not. So you put in there what you think your family likes. I'm going to leave a couple of these out. I don't think we need all of them. But there we go. And then I'm going to do the same with these. Now, my husband happens to love roasted celery, so he will get all that. I'll save all that. Then I've got about 8 cloves of garlic. And these are not smashed, they're just peeled and they're going in just like that, ready to go. I've got a big onion here, and I probably won't use the whole onion, maybe just half, depending, and it's a yellow onion. And I'm just gonna cut this in some nice big chunks, like so. That goes in. And now for my potatoes, we're gonna cut these. I'm going to do them in fours like that, so you can see that. And they're about the same size, so everything will take about the same amount of time to cook. So we go down this way. I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to go down again, and then we're just going to go one through there to make our chunks. Now be careful so you don't cut them. And I usually do 1 potato per person. There's 4 of us, so I need 4 potatoes. And I am going to add that half of that sweet potato in there too, because I've got some people that love sweet potatoes. So, and a roasted sweet potato is wonderful. Okay. Here we go. I don't need this little one. I'll put it over there. And then I'm going to cut this in half. And I don't know if I need the whole thing. I might save some for later in the week. Oh, man, this thing does not want to go. Be careful. Probably need a bigger knife. We'll get that bigger knife. Nice and pointy. There we go. Dang. Oh, I don't think I've ever had a sweet potato so hard. There. I'm going to cut that little string off there. Any blemishes. That little piece, I don't know what to do with that. Sweet potatoes going in. Kind of big. I think I'll cut it in half. There we go. All in. And then the last thing I've got here is just some frozen green beans. And I'm gonna throw a good handful of those in, and hopefully they won't be too mushy, but the kids like them mushy. I don't like them mushy. I'm just throwing those green beans in there, like so. Here we are. That looks pretty good. And now we got our veggies chopped up. They're in the bowl, and we're going to drizzle them with the olive oil. We're gonna drizzle this up good. Here we go. Enough to coat everything well. I'm going in with some spice, and this is not my own spice. This is the Gourmet Collection. I think we get this at TJ Maxx or TJ, what's the other one? TK Maxx, if that's where you go. But it's smoked paprika, garlic, chili, and chives. And it's really good. So this is going in a good douse. And it has salt in it, so you have to be careful with your salt. I'm going to add a little of the black pepper. There we go. And we're just going to toss this around with my hands. Whoops. Toss it around. Don't toss it on the floor. And then it's going. Once I get everything coated, if you don't think it's coated enough, you can add more, but I think we're good. Here we go. And now this is going on. So this is now ready for our chicken to sit right on top of this. So this, spread it out nice and evenly. Look how pretty that is. We're going to spread it out really good. And this is our rack. We don't need to put a rack on here. This is our rack. And all the chicken juices will drip down and make a nice little coating on there too. So, because this is a skin side chicken. All right, we're going to go over here and put this aside. And we're going to start on our chicken. I'll be right back. I'm ready to get started on the chicken. So I'm going to put my board here. And I put a wet towel down. I also had it under the vegetable board when I was cutting it, mainly to keep my board straight and keep it from sliding around. And there's the breastbone. So I'm really kind of just scraping that off of there. You'll see when I get it off. Okay. This goes in the stew pot. So I have one huge chicken breast. And there's the tenderloin on it. And here's another one with the skin. And those look really good. So you can put that on there like that, or you can break them in half. So what I'm going to do is probably take this off because it's already coming off. And I'm going to cut this in half. So then I have 4 pieces of breast. And I do have breast eaters. 1 and 2. And I want them to be pretty similar in size. So that one looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take this tender off. Make sure I didn't leave any little bits of trash. There, that looks real pretty. Now, we're going to doctor this chicken up a little bit. And then we're going to put it on a sheet pan, and it's going in the oven. So what I've got here is the same as we do when we're roasting it. You're going to stick your finger in here. You're going to loosen this skin up a little bit so we can put a little pat of butter in there. We're going to sprinkle our seasoning in there. And yes, I'm going to get chicken juice on everything, but trust me, everything will get bleached once I get done. The tenders can go in. Here's my wings. My thighs, everything's good. Here's my butter. I'm going to smash this up a little bit just to get it a little warm. Okay, here we go. Now, it is really hard to get butter to stick to a wet chicken. So it's not going on the outside. I'm going to put it on the inside. So here's my pat of butter going in my hole. Okay, here's a little pat of butter. It's going in my hole. There, right there. Let it hold on. It's going to melt down. There we go. Every piece gets a little bit of butter. There's that one. the same on my thighs. Even though the thighs are pretty fatty and they're usually pretty juicy, I still want to put a little pat of butter in them. Okay, all the way down. And don't be afraid to get your hands and your fingers in there. You're gonna wash everything. You're gonna be just fine. People are afraid to touch a chicken. Don't be afraid to touch a chicken. Now, it's kind of hard to put butter seasoning on wings. I don't know how you're going to do that because it won't stick, but there we go. And then I can just take this and dollop it around on the sheet pan with the veggies. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take the last bit of my cooking oil and we're going to grease them up with olive oil. Yep, 2 types. The butter is on the inside, the olive oil is on the outside. And the reason for the olive oil on the outside is to help the seasoning stick to my skin and help it get crusty. We want crispy, crusty chicken skin. Now, you have to do both sides of the wings. And you have to do both sides of your legs because you got skin on both sides. Now, I don't have to do both sides of them on my chicken breast because that's just regular, but you can if you want. Here we go. Now we're going to take this and we're going to sprinkle it all over. And there we go. Now I'm going to get my sheet pan and then we're going to put our chicken on. So I'm going to take my little bit of butter with the seasoning. I might just go ahead and dollop that around. There's plenty here. I might have enough juice in the bottom of this to have a nice little juicy gravy thing to go on it, but we'll see when we get done. And then this is going straight on here. There's one, and one, and here's our chicken breast. And I'm putting these to the inside because I have a convection that'll blow. If you don't have a convection, that's okay. The temperature's gonna be really high. It's gonna be 400, and these will cook pretty quickly. Now you have to notice this one is pretty thin. So I might take this tendril, put it down there, and then I'll put that on top of it. And then this one is a thick one. This one's kind of thin. Put it there, in there. And then here goes my wings. And stick those on there. And this is all going in the oven, 400 degrees for about 45 minutes. We'll temp it and we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe in about 15-20 minutes, we'll rotate the whole pan. I'm a big advocate of rotating your pan halfway through cooking. Chicken going in onto the bottom rack, 400 degrees. Right in the middle. Convection is on. Timer set for 20 minutes. We rotate. Another 20 minutes we temp, and then we'll cook it till it's ready. Doesn't that look yummy? So good. Roasted vegetables, your carrots and potatoes, green beans, your chicken breast right here, little peas. It looks so good. Crispy skin, and look how juicy that is with the butter just oozing out. Yum. Nice and juicy. Look at that. Perfect. I gotta have a bite of chicken first. Yeah. Oh yeah. So good. So easy. And I love green beans like this. You can do this. Isn't that right? You want some chicken too? She's waiting for leftovers. Yeah. See you next time. Stay in touch. We got more stuff coming. Bye.